All right, so after Pete gave such a great presentation on Nearpod, I go, whoa, what is this Nearpod? So I went to go learn all about it. We're going to be doing some digital citizenship, and I talked to Steve about this a while ago, even before our little incident on social media. The problem is we expect our kids, since they're digital natives, meaning they've grown up with technology, we expect them to know how to use it, right? They may know how to use it, but they may not know how to use it properly. We live in a time when parents give out technology to their kids and say, here, go have fun. They don't teach them how to use it properly. And whenever I go out and I give presentations to other school districts, I always tell them, would you ever give keys to a car to a 16-year-old on their 16th birthday without giving them driver's ed, without making them take a test, without you driving in the car with them pretending like you have that brake on your side saying, stop, 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 right? You would never do that. Because you say, I want to protect my child, I want to make sure they're safe on the road, I want to make sure they're safe from others. But we give our kids a cell phone and say, here, without training them proper use. We live in a time where we have to train our kids on proper use of technology. They need to be safe, because giving them a cell phone can be as dangerous or even more dangerous than giving keys to a car on their 16th birthday. One like, one post can destroy their life. One retweet, one anything can destroy their life. Employers are now looking at everybody's social media, trying to decide, is this a good fit in our business, in our school? And it's just part of our lives now. Colleges are doing the same thing. If you have two people of equal stature looking to get into a college, and they see one person has a great digital footprint and a horrible one, they're gonna pick the other person. We have to train our kids how to use this technology properly. And yes, it's one more thing that adds to us as teachers, but it's the world that we live in now. We have to train them on correct use. So I was talking to Steve, and I thought a great way to do this would be once a semester, just have an all-day school day in math, science, and AB. And PE, you don't have to use the Nearpod, but I highly recommend on this Monday, you talk a little bit about proper use of social media, and same thing in your elective classes. But we feel that having a whole day to do this really hits home on the need for digital citizenship. And the great thing about this is, since we have Nearpod, you don't have to create anything. Everything is pre-made. All the questions are on there. All the situations are on there. All the videos are on there. All you have to do is be the guide and then input your own take on it. Input your own thoughts on it, your own situations on it. I always talk about, I mean, if you had me in your class last year, me doing the digital footprint presentation, I always brought up the situation of Randy Moss, where Randy Moss had a full ride to Notre Dame, and then he and a friend, after getting just berated by racial slurs at their high school, decided to take it upon themselves to beat a kid senseless, send him to the hospital. He lost his scholarship to Notre Dame. He went to jail, and just by pure persistence and people forgetting, he got a full ride to Florida State, right? Or University of Florida. One of the Florida schools. And then he had some trouble there. He got kicked out of Florida, and then he ended up, once again, people forgot about what happened in his high school, and he was able to go to Marshall, and then, all the rest is history. It happened. Because when there's a fight, everybody takes out their cell phones, they're gonna record the video, they're gonna be taking pictures, and it's gonna be a constant reminder, look what this guy did. Look at the face of that kid, it's bloody and bulging. There is no Randy Moss in today's culture anymore, okay? Because information is instant, information proliferates, and information now has a life on its own. And we've seen that here on this campus. When one of our students thought he was being funny, thought that his followers weren't enough to proliferate what his statement was going to be, and it went way out of control. Once you let that Pandora out of the box, you can't put it back in. And no matter how much you apologize, no matter how much their parents try and say he's a good kid, that is out there, and it's going to ruin his life. So we have to make sure we protect that. We have to make sure we have our students understand, and that's what the digital citizenship is all about. So all I want to show you is how to access the already pre-made lesson. Now, math is going to do lessons on cyberbullying, okay? And then AB is going to be doing one on digital life 101, and 8th grade is going to be doing, I forget which one, but I'll send it out. Science is doing the digital footprint in 8th grade, and 7th grade science is doing scams and schemes on how to prevent yourself from sending information that you shouldn't. Okay, some of us should really look at that one as well. I want to show you how to access this already pre-made. Okay, so you'd be on nearpod.com, and if you've already joined Nearpod, I've given everybody a free account. So all you have to do is click on sign in. You are not going to put any of your information in here at all. You're not going to put username. You're not going to put a password. All you're going to do is click on sign in with Google. That's all you're going to do. Sign in with Google. And you'll already be in. Okay? You do have to have been already signed in to your school Google account, right? It's your first name, last name at clovisusd.k12.ca.us. And once you click on sign in with Google, you're going to be taken to this Nearpod screen right here. I'm going to send you links to each of your presentations, but I want to show you just in case how to access it. All you do is you click on Explore. And Pete showed you this before. This is the store where it has thousands of pre-made lessons, Common Core aligned, NGSS aligned, with all the learning objectives at the beginning, in the middle, and the end, so they don't forget what's going on. Is the digital citizenship, and it's right here under top lessons, digital citizenship. And I can't see my sidebar over here, so let me scroll down. We are doing the digital citizenship 6th to 8th grade. That's the one that we're doing. So once again, we clicked on digital citizenship. We scroll down to where it says digital citizenship 6th to 8th grade. And when you click on it, there'll be a little button down here that says add to my library. I've already added it, so it doesn't say that on mine. It says show in my library. But for you, you're going to click on add to my library. And once you've done that, once again, let me show you what we did again. Under Explore, under Top Lessons, I clicked on Digital Citizenship. And then under the Digital Citizenship, I clicked on Digital Citizenship 6th to 8th grade.
What is it showing, Brady? It says $49.99.
So you guys have not, did you sign in with Google? Did you sign in with your personal Google?
It's CUSD.
You know, I may not have added the PE department on it, so I'll have to do that. Sorry, I'll have to add you on that. Does it say 49ers? Unfortunately. Okay, so I'll make sure I have everybody on there. So if yours says 40, don't pay that money because ours is free. So I'll make sure I go back through the list to make sure everybody's been added on. Once we're on there, you click on My Library. You should be on there, so I'll help you. Okay. Then you'll have a little folder called Common Sense, right here. That's the company that makes this, Common Sense Digital Media. They're the top echelon of digital citizenship in the educational setting. So I'll click on it, and you have all of your lessons right here. I will send you the name of your lesson. Like 7th grade AB, you are going to be doing Digital Life 101. So all you would do is you'd scroll down. There's Digital Life 101. And if you want to preview it before you give it, I highly recommend it. You just click preview. And you can go through the lesson and see all the questions and all the videos.
Joe, is this going to take the whole 2 hours?
No. Since you have them, it should only take about 50 minutes. AB, you can do it for 50 minutes and then go on to something else, or if it's a really great discussion, you can always extend it a little bit longer. The kids really get into this. If I did this in 7th grade all last year, and it took almost 4 hours to get through one lesson because the kids stopped me constantly, asking me questions, asking me about situations, really getting into the digital citizenship. For you, they may not care and you go through. But once again, you have to make them care. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. We have to make sure the kids understand that even when they're not the originators of a comment, reposting it or retweeting it, especially in the district size, is just the same as posting it yourself.
And I can add to that, that if a student receives information and then forwards it, they're disciplined as if the kid originated it. So if the student forwards negative information, we've had kids forward pictures of kids, and they face the same discipline as the originator.
So if they comment on a picture, that's the same thing.
Well,
yes.
That's a comment to be
if they
Yes,
repost,
not a visual kid.
yeah, if they repost, then they are disciplined the same way.
So all of this is all pre-made for you, and so 8th grade science, we're doing the digital footprint. That's the one that you're only doing one of these. They're made for about 50 minutes, depending on your student, and to actually put this out to your student, there's 2 ways. If you are an avid, not avid, but an avid Google Classroom user, it's as simple as 1 click. So let's say that we wanted to do the reality of digital drama. That's what 8th grade AB is going to be doing. You click on live session, and there's 2 ways you get your students to log in. They can either go to nearpod.com, and they don't sign into anything. They just type this code in where it says session code, join code. They type that code in. Or if you are a Google Classroom user, all you do is click on Google Classroom. It'll open up your Google Classroom that you want to add it to. So let's say I want to add it to 8th grade AB department. Make it an announcement or an assignment, completely up to you. You click go, you name it, and then all you do is hit post.
And you're sending out instructions.
Yes, and all this is being recorded. Here we go, and my voice is loud enough to where you'll hear the voice as well on my microphone. And look, it's now posted to the classroom. Now the kids don't need a code. Now the kids don't need to go to nearpod.com. All they need to do is click on the link, and it automatically takes them there. All they have to do is type in their first name, last initial, and boom, they're in. And then, as Pete so awesomely showed last time, the whole thing about Nearpod is when you're ready to move forward, everybody moves forward. They can't linger behind. When you're ready for an activity to be done, and you've already talked about it, you move it forward, everybody moves forward. Nobody gets left behind. And then when you're done, all you do is click end session. And then I highly recommend that you post this either in your classroom or on your website as student pace. What that means, the students can now come in at any time, review the lesson, review the questions, review the videos, and everything. They can go through it again. They can go through it at home, and you're still collecting all the analytics. Meaning you're collecting all the correct answers, all the wrong answers, all their responses. Now, with this, we would like documentation, and it already creates the documentation. So when we're done with this, okay, all you have to do, all we ask you to do, and if you don't, I can come by and show you again, is if you click on reports, you just click on the lesson that you just did. So let's say we did density, and then you just download it as a PDF and then send it to me in an email. Or I can create a Google Drive folder, and you can just drop it in the Google Drive folder. That's the easiest, but some people don't know how to use Google Drive folders, so you can always just email it to me. We're trying to collect all this data, also I'm going to ask either yearbook or not production.
Broadcasting.
Oh, broadcasting, sorry. If you can come around and take pictures during your electives period so that we can document this and stuff. The great thing about this is common sense. For us, it's free. For other people, it costs money. But by doing this, you're collecting hours to be badged a common sense certified educator. Just by doing this and by sending me your documentation, I'm going to send it to the company, and you will be certified on their website as a common sense digital citizenship educator. And the students will have enough hours to where the entire school will be a digital citizenship school. We'll be on their website as a school who provides digital citizenship in our classrooms. It's just a bonus. So this first semester is going to be about the digital life, the goods and the bads and the do's and the don'ts. Next semester is going to be more in line with our curriculum. We'll talk good sites, bad sites, copyrights, infringement. So it's going to be about writing papers and using videos and using pictures to get them to understand when they get up to high school they can't plagiarize them. And so that's what the next semester we're going to be pushing. Does anybody have any questions at all? Yes.
What day are we doing this?
Monday the 28th. The Monday we come back from break, so that you have an already pre-made lesson ready to go. Yes.
We are in the Nearpod, you move forward the whole class.
Correct.
Can
Yes. You can move backwards. You can do pretty much whatever you want. You're the director of your own lesson. We recommend before the week is out, you try this, and if you can't do it or you can't get in, call me over so I can make sure you are in. If you can't find your lesson, I'm going to send out a detailed email of the lesson you're going to be doing with a link to the lesson in case you can't find it in the library. It'll be right there on that link so that you'll have access to it. What's that? Yeah, so I'm available 4th and 6th to come by and help you out.
When the kids type in their answers, is it automatically going to project them all up there, or is there a way to hide that?
It depends on what your answer is, right? I mean, it depends on which kind of question it's asking. If it's a multiple choice test, it will show the answer, so you can always click to another tab. What I normally do is I click to another, like I said, you have 3 minutes to answer this question, right? And then you can just do a Google timer. So the countdown starts. You can just have a countdown going while the kids are answering it. And then when the timer goes off, you click back to the screen and you can share anybody's answer. This is a great answer. Push it out, it goes on all their screens. If it's a multiple choice, you push out the correct answers, the wrong answers, so they can see their score and everything that's on it.
How do you preview the answers before they can see them? Because every time I've tried this, my kids know that their answer is going to go straight up and be projected. They just start getting crazy and stupid.
So you can do two different things. You can either dual screen it, duplicate your screen, right? And you can have this screen on here and you can move it back and forth. Or if you have a cell phone or an iPad, you can run the entire lesson off your iPad. All you have to do is download the app, the Nearpod app, it's free, and you can run your entire lesson off the iPad. And you only see the answers and only what you want to be sent up there can. So any Android device or any iOS device you can run off. So you won't be tethered to your computer. You can walk anywhere in the room and move to the next slide.
One thing I just wanted to piggyback on that. Last year I had a lot of issues with that. And so this year what I started right away was I hide the names automatically. And because they like to show off in front of each other and they don't know who's who, and it really cut it down for me.
Yeah, so that's a great, let me show you how to hide the names. There's a little silhouette of a man. That sounds like a Queen song. But so when we're up here, there's that little silhouette of a man right up here, and you can click on hide names, and now none of their names will show. The answers will be up there, but no names will be attached to them. And you can even share them without sharing out the name. And if you want to show the name, then you click show. Right there. So hide, don't hide.
But they cut down the jump from this quite a bit because of that.
And you can see all your kids right here. Timer's up. You can see all of your kids right up here. You clicked on it, you'll see all the students who are signed in. So if you know there's a kid not signed, you'll see, oh, Johnny's not signed in. Johnny, get on it.
How do you handle what they always want to put goofy names in as their names?
Well, you just tell them you're not going to. This is for. You tell them this is for points, and if you're you have to. I always feel like you have to put your first name and last initial. And I've been hammering that into them since day one. First name, last initial. No matter what we sign into. If it's quizzes, first name, last initial. If it's Kahoot, first name, last initial. If it's Nearpod, first name, last initial. And if they put in a wrong name, kick them out. Click on their name, they get kicked out. Simple as that. And if they're not in the lesson, they get a 0. So once again, all of this has been recorded. All these steps, I'll send out another detailed email with your grade level and your subject and the lesson that you're going to be doing. I'll also hyperlink that lesson to the lesson in case you can't find it in the library. And then I'll also attach this screencast so that you can go step by step again and get through. Electives, I'll make sure I go in and make sure you're added. And then PE, I'll go in and make sure that you're added.
What are the challenges that we faced when you tried this? It's a good time to talk about that. Who else was experimenting with Nearpod? What are the challenges? It's a great time to solve those. I'm concerned about when you have a blank. Do they have more freedom to be silly? And
If they have a blank?
If you don't have the name up to it and they're anonymous, does it then put ridiculous stuff? You can see it, I know, but they're anonymous to the class. Okay, so you're having a problem.
Well, a lot of times I do that extend on the screen, I can click extend,
Sure.
and so it's just blank that minute, so I can actually watch who's doing what, and then just put shoulder tap and, you know.
Incorrect.
Come on, man.
And it's good practice. This is good digital citizenship just by doing this stuff in class. Correct things, correct responses, bad responses, correct usernames, bad usernames. I mean, just by hitting it into them every single day, you're training them digital citizenship just in your class. It's no extra adding on to your lesson. It's just, this is what we do because it's for the good of the class. It's for the good of you. This is the proper way to use technology. It's great modeling without having to add extra lessons into your daily routine.
Claudia,
No, I just, no, I think
I would think maybe if you just say, like Joe said, that this is counting for points, whether it is or not, and just say, you know, it is recording all their answers, so if you put anything stupid, you're losing points, maybe getting consequences.
this is something that's really important that we teach our kids. As much access as they have to technology and as far in deep we are with our commitment to technology at the school, it's important that we all follow through on this lesson. I know it's challenging because it's new, but Joe's available 4th and 6th period. If we need to get coverage for him to come out another time, we can do that too. But please don't hesitate to ask him. He'll come out and get you set up, go through the lesson with you, make sure you're comfortable. If you can do it sometime this week when kids are doing a writing assignment or you've got other things going on in class, have them invited to class and have them work on that with you.
I mean, if you use PowerPoints, you should be using this. It's an easy transfer over. I can come in, I can show you how to easily transfer it over. I can show you how to add the questions. It adds to your website in a simple click. I mean, if I go to my class website and my students wanted to review anything that we did in Unit 2, all they have to do is, like, even parents, why do we even have a website? It's for the parents, right? And so here's our Nearpod lessons. The kids can go, and the parents can go through the Nearpod right off your website. No logging into anything. All the videos, all the questions, everything right off your website. So they have access to everything.
That's what happens once you do that student led.
Yeah, so I posted this with a student paste. And so the students can go through and move it forward. So I always do a live lesson and then post in classroom and on my website with my student paste lesson. So parents and students who want extra help before the test or who missed that lesson before the test can actually go through and make it before the test. This is great for math because they have a great draw it feature. So you can do pretty much any question. Stacy, you have a question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to ask. So when we're doing a live feed, we're pacing that.
You're pacing that.
Okay.
And you can even send them to websites. There's that little Nearpod icon at the top. If you click on it, where I clicked on it and clicked on in session, you can on the fly ask a question like, oh, you know what a great question would be at this point? You can ask it. Oh, you know what a great website shows this? You can send them to that website. And when you're done at that website, you click next. They all get kicked out of that website and you're back on track. You're the director of this entire lesson. They can't do anything you don't want them to do.
want to pick on somebody for a minute. So Gina's teaching chemistry now. She's doing Nearpods. They're doing NGSS, all new stuff. I mean, it's tough. I mean, all of 7th grade is doing all new stuff. And so what are some of the growing pains you had? Because I went in your room that day and we were having trouble logging in, getting online. Just talk about some of the ways you get through these things with
Well, I think it
Nearpod.
takes a village. It's really nice working right next to Joe and then my team. We work really well together. So everything's new. But I think my biggest aha was it was new to me, it wasn't new to kids. And so when I find